Well guys, I probably haven't given enough updates on this. Haven't went live as much as I've been out here working. Kind of getting involved with this because I am kind of behind a bit. Got my radiator, got my bottom mount, still got to mount the top. Waiting on the hoses for tomorrow. That'll be ready to go. All my wiring on the engine itself is done. I've got still got to find somebody who can disable VATs for me, or hopefully. That shouldn't be too big a deal. There's several people in town. So a couple things that you should really kind of understand is I posted a short of a 50s model Chevrolet truck like this one. And you can look, this is how far forward my engine sets. And this is how high my engine sets. Theirs is probably, we'll see how high mine sets. So if we come down here, this fender, I'm about right here. The ones I've been looking at, most of these engines, probably here. This point is more like about here. And they also sit further back. I took this frame as it set, I set this body on it so that it worked. Knowing what I know now, I probably would have been better off to have modified this and moved the engine back about 3 inches. That would have gave me a little room up front, but you know, it is what it is. You can see radiator, like I said, I've got the bottom mount. I got to get a rubber pad for it in order to fill it. You can see what I'm going to have to do. So that's not going to be fun. I've got to trim that section off to get the top radiator hose. My other problem is going to be bleeding this radiator because I am so low, the engine's actually way up above it. So that could be a true challenge. But there's some options for that, so we'll see. Maybe put a T in the line somewhere, put a higher mount, secondary, with a little lower pressure. Like I said, brakes are there. Still got to bleed the rears. They were a little pain in the butt, but beds still ready to be mounted. I got my bolts, drill holes, that's it. One thing I worked on yesterday is started getting my floor pans together so I can start getting these wiring a little more finalized. Transmission's all hooked up. I've got a tablet I'm going to use for gauges. So I got an AWD2 gauge reader, Bluetooth. And I've got a fuel tank that hopefully will be here this week. So while this weekend is Mo Party, and I definitely do not want to miss that, it may be a few hours in the morning I go out there instead of taking Walter and check out what they got and head back out. Gotta get a set of hood pins on this thing, get my hoods, gotta get my hood mounted on the hinges, get all that working. You know, still lots of little stuff to do. Transmission, I got a transmission cooler. I'm gonna put a transmission cooler in the rear. Definitely has been a wild process putting this thing together. But it's also really, really cool to think how quick it became what it is with only very minimal help.